Mesopotamians, 4000 BC, developed early calendars, created time, leap months, and early zodiacs. Also created 360 degrees in a circle. Egyptians, 4000 BC. They had calendars to tell when the Nile would flood and align all buildings to cardinal directions. Stonehenge, 31,000 BC. Stonehenge was used to tell time of the year, summer solstices, eclipses, and it was all built out of stone. The Chinese created the zodiac and the lunar calendar. They also came up with 12 lunar months and 365.25 days in a year. Thales did work with Little Dipper navigation, and he came up with the North Star. Pythagoras. He created a model of the solar system in which the Earth, Sun, and Moon revolve around the central fire. Babylonians. They used the lunar cycle to tell dates and learned to predict the planetary locations. Aristotle. He supported the theory that the Earth was round, and he also supported the theory that Earth was the center of the universe. Aristarchus. He used geometry to find out the size of the Moon and Earth, and also discovered that the Earth was very small in comparison to the entire galaxy. Eratosthenes. He used geometry to find the circumference of the Earth. Hipparchus. Noticed that the celestial equator shifts because of his work differed 2 degrees from another astronomer years earlier. Mayans and Mesoamericans. They aligned their buildings with locations of solstices and equinoxes. They also knew that Venus was important to them, and they had buildings to indicate where Venus was. Ptolemy. He managed to predict when planets would be in certain places, and he invented the magnitude system that describes brightness of stars and planets. Arabs and Muslims. They built more organized observatories that were better equipped and used to read time. Copernicus proposed the heliocentric model. It's the idea that all planets and stars revolve around the sun. Brahe opposed the heliocentric theory. Instead came up with a theory that the sun orbited the Earth and all the other stars and planets orbited the sun. Galileo perfected his telescope. He used it to confirm the heliocentric theory, and he used it to also record the phases of Venus. Kepler came up with the idea that all planets move in an elliptical shape, and they move the same distance in the same time. Newton came up with Newton's laws of motions, which describe how everything moves. Edmund Halley. He cataloged stars and created a very large star map. He also discovered Halley's Comet. Einstein came up with his theory about the speed of light, and he also came up with a theory of relativity. Niels Bohr came up with a model called the Bohr's model, and he also did work on the Manhattan Project, or the Manhattan atom bomb. Wolfgang Pauli. He helped lay the road to quantum theory, and he did work with the movement of elementary particles. Werner Heisenberg was a key player in quantum physics. He also worked on the uncertainty principle, which means speed and location cannot both be measured. Edwin Hubble. He discovered that galaxies move away from each other at a rate based on their distance from each other. George Lemaitre did work on the Big Bang Theory and what happened after the universe was created. Oppenheimer. He did work with cosmic ray showers, and he also did work on the quantum tunneling theory. He also discovered the properties of a neutron star. Fred Hoyle. He was one of the first to theorize about the stellar nuclear synthesis, and he also came up with the steady-state theory. Penzias and Wilson. They discovered the cosmic micro background radiation left over by the Big Bang. Armstrong and Aldrin. They were part of the mission to the moon, Apollo 2, and the first men to walk on the moon.